I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're diving into the mesmerizing world of the legendary Tauran'creima, Forbidden Escapades. It's written by a terrific author. His name is Johnny Littlejohn Jr. This celestial fantasy explores the passionate and forbidden love between Museala, a sacred star, and Serenity, a sovereign star being, in a universe where anything is possible. If you're a fan of epic love stories, magical realms, and star-crossed destinies, stay tuned. This is a book. This is an interview you won't want to miss. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below the interview. Johnny, great to see you here today. Thank you so much for joining me on Spotlight.
Yes, sir.
This is quite a book you have written. It's very imaginative. It's very inventive. How did you come up with the idea for it?
Honestly, Mr. Crawford, I've always been eccentric since I was little. I've always been
Mhm.
fascinated with animation since I was in my single digits, like probably somewhere between maybe six at the earliest, eight at the latest. And then from there, I just was captivated with a lot of these worlds. And I figured, well, as time went on, I figured I want to do my own thing. And as you can see, I got my own clothing among other stuff. So I'm like, it didn't happen overnight. Oh no, this didn't happen overnight. This was a trial and error type thing. So basically, how did I come up with this? I'm just I'm just very eccentric. Put it that way.
Very eccentric, very imaginative, very well versed in your animation. And I think all of those planets aligned correctly, and you came up with these great stories. Is this going to be part of a series?
Yes, sir. Oh, most definitely. Yes.
Oh, tell us a
Yes.
little bit, give us an overview of the legendary Turan Krima.
Well, it's basically set in a different universe, not in this universe. It's set in universe A11 Myethakaya. So it's not like anything over here. That there might be planets, but it's not many. It's just like galaxies. It's like you can enter that several galaxies or any galaxy you want, but they're all a part of that one universe. So it's like it's kind of like wormholes or loopholes in a way. It's very mind-boggling, and I'll have to sit up here and I'll probably be all day trying to explain the ins and outs of this complex, very very eccentric universe because it's that mind-boggling.
Exactly, exactly. How many books are you envisioning in the series?
I want to do a trilogy first because I want to take my time and how I map out certain things, especially since I just told you that this is so out there. So I
Mhm.
want people to grasp how this thing works versus just trying to throw people out there to the wolves and they don't know where to start. So I envision like a lot, but I need this. I want to do a trilogy first, just to introduce people to it. There's still going to be some complexity there, but I want to take it easy first. But my
Absolutely.
ambition is hungry. You have no idea, Mr. Logan. I'm hungry. I'm
Well, that's
very.
good. That's what it takes to succeed, that hunger, that drive, that passion, that determination. Absolutely. And you have created a wonderful world here. And that's what you've done. You've become a world creator, which I think is awesome. Tell us a little bit about the story between Museala and Serenity.
Well, in this particular story, they just jump right into it. But if a film is made, I have to basically start from a certain point where they meet and how things uh conjure up for them from there.
Hmm.
But basically, I would say just to give you some insight on what I'm thinking here. Um, at first, Musila was kind of standoffish. Just to give you some insight, he was kind of standoffish because he basically suffers from a case of amnesia. So he thinks he's somebody else, named somebody else. So he's not really keen on being around a lot of people, or like especially his own people. Like he doesn't even know that he's supposed to be leading them. But Serenity is taking the time out of her day to basically try to. I mean, she obviously likes him, but at the same time, she's like, well, he doesn't seem like the person that I'll be keeping watch on. She's a guardian in a sense, so she's been keeping an eye on him for quite a while. So it's like she, as a result, taking a strong liking to him. So she wants to help him out with this amnesia he clearly has.
Mm, absolutely. You mentioned movie, so obviously you've envisioned this as a film. It would be animation, not live action,
Yes,
I presume, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's animation. I can't
Yeah.
do live action.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, it would be wonderful animation. I think you could collaborate with some of the great anime artists out there and really bring this story to life. And
Actually, Um, so I don't mean to cut you off, Mr. Logan. I've actually been getting some feedback from people, and I'm trying to set things up with that now. But they don't know the ins and outs of this universe, so I'm working on the screenplay currently. It's just that
wonderful.
I've already written one, but it's just that I think I'm basically starting back from the drawing board and having it like this story, but more of a plot, not just the love making aspect. You know,
Right.
so yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, working on the book, of course, is a great first step. A wonderful second step is creating a screenplay. And like you said, you're really the only person who can do that because you know the ins and outs of this world. So I think it's great. Like I said, I think your passion, drive, and perseverance is really pushing this project ahead. And I think that's great. Explain to the folks at home what Tauran'creima is. What is the legendary Tauran'creima? I know it's the title of your book and the series, but they might be like,
Mhm.
what does that mean? Talk to them a little bit
It's,
about that.
it's basically a pun on Taurus. It's like basically every character in the series is basically a representative of their stellar constellation. Like, okay, say for example, I was born May 11th, 1990, so I fall under the star sign Taurus. I know a lot of people don't really put a lot of emphasis on astrology, but I've loved it since high school. And like it fascinated me for some reason. So I figured I would take it a step further and basically make a series about it, but in a sense where it doesn't take place over here in this universe, but take place somewhere else entirely, and just make something completely different.
Absolutely. Well, this is completely different, that's for sure. Is there a favorite part or moment or chapter in the book that you really love when you created it? You're like, wow, that's great. That's cool.
Minus the love making aspect is that they have little amount of dialogue in in between those sections. So it's like it's as I said, they started off on a rocky road because he suffers from amnesia, but at the same time, it's like he's willing to give her a chance because he's coming off as really decent. So I would say maybe Act 2 is when they start more of a dialogue. Not that they didn't do it in the first act, since this is a short story. I was gonna do uh like an epic, but I'm like, no, I need to put something out here. So I put this out as a just as a means, but I didn't know it was gonna get this much attention. So well, okay. But Act 2 is basically where I like, okay, let me sit up here and push this much further. Like, why do they love each other so much, and where are they going with this? So I would say Act 2, excuse me.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Is there a message or a takeaway that you hope readers gain from the story?
Um, if you're willing to be in a relationship with somebody, you need to take it dead serious. I know it's not always easy dealing with another person, another partner, but especially marriage. Oh, if you're really gonna uh tie the knot, oh, you better take them vows seriously because nowadays it just seems like people are just so casual about it, and that's what upsets me. That me, I'm free. I love to be free, so I can't see myself doing that. But if I were to, I don't want to be a hypocrite and tell your people or people in general, oh, um, you you should do this, but I'm doing the opposite. That's being a hypocrite. So my message is that if you're going to be in a relationship, you need to take it seriously, very seriously. I mean,
Advice.
not to the point where it's stale. Like you're supposed to have some humor and spice in there, but always remember the boundaries and to have that respect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Marriage is a commitment, and you need to stay committed if you're going to make that step, without a doubt. Now, you've
Yes, sir.
obviously working on the screenplay. Have you envisioned this as a video game also? I know you have got a big love for video games.
Yes, sir. I've gotten well, I started with the like the little running and walking animations with somebody years ago, but I had
Mhm.
to put it on pause due to the fact that I'm working on other things and I don't have the finance to basically stretch out like that at this time. So it's like I put it at that on pause for the time being, but it will be something I come back to later on.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to that. I think it would translate as a perhaps a role-playing game or something like that. I think it'd be great, without a doubt, like kind of like Kingdom
Yes.
Hearts or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
that one or Final Fantasy or something like that. Yeah, someone else mentioned that, but it's like somebody told me that an RPG would take a while. So maybe I might start off with something small before I get to that level, Mr. Logan.
yeah,
But
wonderful.
that's definitely an idea to keep in mind. An
Well, you got a
RPG.
lot of energy, a lot of great ideas, and now you've got this book out there and more to follow. And I think it's terrific. You're working on the screenplay, you're envisioning this as a film and a video game, all right on, all terrific. The name of the book we're talking about today is The Legendary Tauran'creima Forbidden Escapades. It is a story that explores the passionate and forbidden love between Museala, a sacred star, and Serenity, a sovereign star being in a universe where anything is possible. Johnny, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Oh yes, sir. It was very much a pleasure. Very
It was a
much.
pleasure talking to you as well. Appreciate your wisdom, your insights about the story and about your life. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time until next time on Spotlight.